What would happen to you if you witnessed something paranormal? What would happen if a completely inexplicable phenomenon occurred in front of you? Surely a paralyzing fear would take over your entire being. A fear so intense that for days, falling asleep would be practically an impossible task to do. Those were the symptoms of the people who are featured in the videos that you will see today. A terrible insomnia from which you can also suffer if you dare to watch the following recordings. Do you dare? My name is Leonor Clay, and this is The Darkest Secret. Today we present 5 extreme horror videos that would not let you sleep. Much of the videos that you're about to see below were sent by my audience. If you know or have similar videos that you would like for me to see, do not hesitate to send them as a direct message to my official Facebook. Without further ado, let's get started. Number 5. The recording that reaches out to us to descend through this video came to my email thanks to Glennis Ovalle, who from the Dominican Republic, who tells us that they had exclusive access to the security cameras of a well-known restaurant, a place that in addition to being popular for its tasty dishes, has also gained fame due to the strange events that occurred inside. Phenomena of which it was rumored some have been recorded, but that there was no reliable proof until now. Observe. Glennis says that the enclosure is locked during the night and that only one security guard patrols the outside, so this rare clip is extremely intriguing. Some speak of spirits and goblins. However, for most, these disturbing manifestations are the work of a demon who years ago came to this place to occupy it as his home, thus making life miserable for the fearful staff who work there. Is it a demon, what the camera captures? Tell me what you think. Number 4. The following corresponds to what would be an emotional recording of a family that were saying goodbye to the remains of their loved ones during a funeral. In the footage, you can see a man who was talking about how important mourning has been in their lives. However, this recording went from being emotional to chilling when the camera records something that if you stop to think, it is completely impossible. And even if you manage to find a logical explanation, it will seem extremely scary. I'll leave you with the footage to see if you detect what it is about.
El pueblo de Guarmaca que nos conocen y lo han conocido mi hermano. Con estas palabras quiero agradecer infinitamente.
Did you manage to see what happened here? Focus on what the child is trying to take. How can this be possible? It is as if something had pulled that thread into the coffin. Can coffins contain pressure, and this be a product of that? My logical denial tells me that the person who was inside pulls it in, but that would mean that they ended up burying a person who might still be alive. Could this be? Or do you think that the explanation is closer to the paranormal? Leave it in the comments. Number 3. Day after day, the internet is filled with the most grim, frightening images and videos you can imagine. Publications that for the most part were created under editing for the sole purpose of troubling people. They are videos and images that entertain, since they awaken that scary feeling within us. However, as we have already shown several times on this channel, there are also cases where images of this type end up being real. And Ghastly Mister, a well-known Argentinian YouTuber, can attest to that. You see, the young man was making a live video on his Instagram page, a small, unpretentious video where, among many things, he took the opportunity to show his new vehicle. However, he never imagined that this recording would end up being extremely disturbing for his followers, and the first time that he would face the paranormal.
Cahí talaga. Cahí talaga.
It is assumed that at that moment the vehicle should be empty, but as you can see, it is not. The young man had not even realized what his camera captured, finding out only when one of his followers let him know. This was his reaction.
Amigo, what? Amigo, ¿se ve a alguien allá adentro? ¿Se ve a alguien? ¡Ay, amigo, se ve a alguien, boludo! Amigo, se ve una cara de una mina, de una nena, boludo. Amigo.
A ghostly face that gives the impression that it is looking directly at the camera, causing, as expected, the total surprise of this young man. Could it be a spiritual entity that the YouTuber recorded? Tell me what you think. Number 2. Alexander Marroquin wrote to my email to present a strange footage that has more than worried his entire family, and especially his niece. In the message, he says that his niece sells clothes online. She has a small business where she shows the clothes live and direct through her Facebook page. It was in one of those live shows where something completely inexplicable manifests itself in front of the camera. Observe.
Código mío Karen es talla XL pequeña, se va por 8 quetzales. Con el código mío Karen.
Pequeña, se va por...
It is seen how a shadow flies across the screen. The action was so fast that it even managed to move the clothing that the young woman was showing. Alexander comments that he and his wife saw this live, so they immediately contacted his niece to tell her about this strange situation. To everyone's surprise, at that time and at that moment, she was alone at home. She does not have pets. There isn't anything or anyone that could have caused this shadow. Our subscriber confesses that until now, his niece cannot sleep well, and that this has affected his entire family. The sales of her business have dropped because she no longer wants to enter this room where she has her merchandise. They are completely unaware of what could have crossed the image. Could it be those entities called shadow people? Notice its speed. That's not a person. Number 1. In the first place is reserved for a case that has been attracting a lot of attention for some time in various social networks. It involves a young woman who, according to her confession, is dealing daily with something that defies all logic. This young woman named Sylvia, from one day to the next, began to feel a heavy atmosphere in her house. She woke up feeling ill and in no mood for anything, so the doctor recommended that she get a physical examination done. However, when her health was her greatest concern, strange phenomena began to occur inside her home. Mysterious manifestations that reached such a point that she took her camera and began to record them to upload it to her social networks. At least like this, more people could support her in such a strange situation. What you will see next is only a small sample of the nightmare in which she finds herself in. Watch. Sylvia says that these events have occurred throughout her home, but that for some unknown reason, most of them are concentrated in the kitchen, since there is several footage where furniture and utensils move without explanation. Incredible footage, according to some, due to the sudden occurrence of them. They would not be spiritual entities, but would be demons that would literally be sucking Sylvia's energy, and with it, creating a true portal in her home for more dark entities to enter our reality. What do you think of this? Do you think that, based on these recordings, is something like this possible? Let me know your hypothesis in the comment box, because this video has come to an end. My name is Leonor Clay, and this was The Darkest Secret